Hello everyone and welcome back to From Our Basement Gaming.
Hi everybody.
We are back and it is October, so we're back to playing The Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge.
That we are.
And we are on part 27. We're hoping, maybe, if we're lucky, we can finish the game this month.
Yes.
Or at the very least, be close to it.
That would be the goal.
And please don't judge us for being on easy mode. You know, I don't think we'd be able to play this in hard mode.
Come on!
So,
Come on!
it might take us a few minutes to get reacquainted because it's been a year.
That it has.
And for those of you who are new, we do apologize for the silence, mainly lack of music, because due to what they like to play in the background, we basically would like our videos to be monetized one day when we get to that point, so yeah, we had to turn it off. We found out it's an option to turn the background off, and so just to play it safe, we did.
Alright, so apparently I've already pulled the lever.
Especially because back at the very first part, when we did get a copyright issue, not copyright strike, for part 1, but it wasn't for what we thought. You know, we assumed it was the background music that we turned off because it's, you know, the opening song, you know, This Is Halloween, from the Nightmare Before Christmas movie, so we thought, oh, that will definitely be a copyright issue. But no, the first part, which is, you know, before we knew how to turn off the music, no, it was something that played during the demo, like we let you guys see the demo footage.
Yeah.
And because apparently it cared more about, it played maybe about 10 seconds of the outro of the movie, which, you know, got a copyright claim. Because it said, you know, this is Danny Elfman's music. And I'm like, I was sitting there like, but it's all Danny Elfman's music. This Is Halloween, I'm pretty sure, was also composed by Danny Elfman. I could be wrong. But I'm like, okay, alright. But yeah, so our very first part has like 10 seconds of silence. Just out of nowhere. But this is, you know, unfortunately where we are, especially with music in this day and age.
That we are.
At least on YouTube. I really wish we could get to the point where it wasn't so strict.
Yeah.
Hopefully one day we can come up with some kind of thing that helps the content creators and corporations. Not just corporations.
Right. Oh, that's right.
This is something that, you know, bigger creators have been talking to them about, though, so I don't know.
I think I'm remembering. I came to the lab to save the game.
Yeah. Especially something that, just while we're on that subject, and then I'll stop being so risky, I guess.
Risky?
But something that I've noticed, and maybe you've noticed it too.
What's that?
Sometimes you can access full music albums on YouTube.
Yes.
And you know, that makes no sense to me. Because it's not the artists themselves that have uploaded the album, so how come that's okay?
I don't know.
But we're not allowed to sample music. We're not allowed to, if the game we're playing happens to sample music. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. because I mean, it's possible that those videos do get taken down as well, but there have been some that I've seen that have been up for a long time. So I don't know. I don't quite understand it. But anyway. Anyway, so yeah, we're in October.
Yep. And I finally found where I was supposed to go.
Good.
I find it somewhere.
At least at the time the time you guys will be seeing this. Oh.
And it's purple.
not for you guys, but for us, because it sucks.
Yeah, it does.
We need to fix that. Either get a different cord, or maybe we'll actually have to try the new TV. We had been debating about it. We'll check the new TV.
Right. Okay, we're back.
Okay. Because that was hurting my eyes.
That was.
That was not very pleasant. But yeah,
No, it was not.
I do like The Nightmare Before Christmas. Honestly, it's nice because it could be a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie. I'm not a huge horror movie fan. I really, in fact, dislike horror movies. I like the occasional horror anime, or like stuff that's maybe more on the mystery end, like Scooby-Doo. But yeah. So this is more like a Halloween movie for me, because it's not really horror, you know. It's more I don't know, a story and fun.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you amaze me, buddy, with The Nightmare Before Christmas.
No, I do.
Yep.
And yeah, some of this may be repeat because we have to get back to where we were before.
Yeah. And we had to save the game, so.
Yeah, so we had to leave to do that.
Right.
But yeah, basically we're going to have a nice boss fight. And I do like some of how this level is designed. I always liked his lair and the playing cards, the roulette.
Oh, yeah.
Especially the playing cards. I've always.
Well,
I've always aesthetically enjoyed playing cards. I used to collect them.
yeah.
I'm not too crazy. I avoided getting too crazy about it, but I do still have quite a few different packs.
Yes.
It was especially my favorite thing to get themed ones,
Nice.
whether it be like from TV shows or anime, video games,
Pardon.
it's okay. A few I've gotten as gifts that were like town themed playing cards.
Oh,
Got I think 2 decks that are cat themed.
yeah. Nice.
Cole Robert.
Sorry, my my brain went to something from earlier that is not at all related to what I was saying. So let's.
Hi.
But yeah.
Toll robber! Toll robber!
This. So as we're recording this, this is actually not quite October for us, but almost.
Right.
We last weekend went to Anime USA.
Yes.
It was last weekend.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, the days have kind of been funky for me, so I'm just making sure. So yeah, and that was fun. We still do not approve of the food options nearby.
No, they haven't improved at all.
No. And I know because there was a lot of construction last year, Connor was thinking, oh, it'll be better next year.
No, there's still construction over there.
There's still construction. It never ends. And, you know, it's one of those things where it's by an airport. And airports, notoriously, I feel like anyway, with the airports I've been to, have terrible food options.
Toll robber!
Because usually there are also a bunch of hotels nearby. And the hotels want you to eat at their overpriced restaurants.
Yeah.
So, of course, they're not going to have great options nearby. And some of it was just like, if driving had been more convenient, we could have gotten to much better selection. But driving was also inconvenient in that area. So, so that part. But that has nothing to do with Anime USA. That has to do with where the hotel where they have the convention is located. Their old location was much better, but that hotel was too modest and did not survive the pandemic, so unfortunately we have to have it there. But yeah, besides that and the terrible night's sleep.
Yeah.
Toll robber!
Party!
The convention itself was good. It was just all the stuff in between.
Yes.
Convention was good. Good panelists. We like the person who runs the panels. We remembered him, even though he didn't remember us at all, even remotely.
Yeah.
But that's okay. He probably meets several thousand people every year, so it's fine.
Yeah.
And they're nice, for the most part, nice people there. Yeah. Good stuff. Met somebody who's going to do a convention in Baltimore, which is nice.
Oh, yes.
There is actually a convention in Baltimore this weekend, but we just, you know, two back to back, we wouldn't have been able to do it, so.
Right.
But if the timing's better next year, maybe we'll see that one next year.
Yeah.
Depends. We're also going to go to the new one.
Yes.
We have to, because we network with that guy, so now it's kind of like, if we don't show up, it'll be kind of awkward, so.
Yes.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, we mostly that.
Toll robber!
There was only that one panel that was over.
Toll robber!
Right.
Yeah, and then I'm like, and
Toll robber!
it's just the only problem with it being a repeat was it was dependent on you being surprised. Because it was like unexpectedly smart shows. But like immediately when he started talking about the first show he picked, I'm like, it's not a surprise at all. Like, I was really like whispering to Connie, why are none of these a surprise? And then I'm like, I think I've been to this panel before. Because none of them were shows I've personally seen. But in retrospect, even if I hadn't have seen his panel, if he gave me the list of these shows and just the brief synopsis, I would have been like, I don't know, maybe it's just how I am with anime, but I would have been like, yeah, this is all deep stuff. This is all gonna be deep stuff. I guess I know anime too well.
You do. We both do technically.
Because, I mean, when he thought something in the Fate... What was it? Fate Stay? Fate Zero... Fate Zero franchise? Yeah, Fate Zero franchise, I guess. For him to think any part of that could not have the potential to be deep is, to me, very juvenile.
Yeah.
To just assume that everything that's like high fantasy and high action can't get into deep stuff, especially fantasy. I think. Now I don't watch a lot of fantasy because I'm not a huge fan of fantasy, but from what little I know, I think pretty much, and I think those of you more familiar with the fantasy genre would agree. Fantasy almost always like gets into deep political, philosophical stuff. I mean, fantasy is like the perfect environment to do that because you can express your opinions about really deep and sometimes controversial things without getting into deep water because you're not covering it with real places and real people, and you have that freedom to explore it in a way that's not harmful.
Right.
So, yeah, the fact... So if he had listed any fantasy show, I would have been like, well, I'm not surprised. And then, like, another one he had was about... Well, really summarize...
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll explain this to you while Connor is continually falling. And hopefully he'll make it.
Yeah.
But, hold on, water break.
Sure.
It's toasty down here.
That it is.
The second show he talked about was basically a show that he summarized as being about space garbage.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but even with him just saying that phrase, I would have been like, well, yeah, of course it's going to be about deep stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's covering a real issue. We have garbage in space.
Yes.
Yes. It's even in space. I'm like, and this is, shouldn't get into it too much, but I am basically of the opinion that we should not colonize on any other planet. And that is a big reason why. Even with our space exploration, we leave a bunch of trash up there. It's like, no. If we move to another planet, we'll just mess that planet up too. But anyway.
Yeah, humans have a tendency to do that.
So yeah, but anyway, that's why I'm like, no, this doesn't surprise me either. And maybe I'm just too deep of a thinker, but I'm like, all the shows he mentioned, the only one that might have, no, even that one. Even the interviews with Monster Girls was not that surprising. If it was called anything but interview, maybe. If it was just called Monster Girls or like Lives of Monster Girls or something like that, yeah, I would have been surprised because I would have just thought it was that weird genre of anime that's out there. You know the one, the fan servicey stuff. But even that one, I'm kind of like, yeah, no, that makes sense. That's not shocking. So, yeah, that panel is kind of. But it was great to learn about city pop. Although I'm still kind of confused about city pop because I'm like, isn't it just? I don't know. To me, I'm so used to listening to J-pop that's experimental that I'm like, isn't it just J-pop?
I kind of think it is
And,
early
like-
J-pop.
And like, you know, other things like J-hip hop or, you know, I'm just not used to having that kind of word for it.
Right.
But I mean, it seems interesting. I mean,
Hole robber.
it's very weird that nobody here cared about it until, I guess, a meme happened.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, I'll take what I can get. I kind of feel like with K-pop, everybody started paying less attention to Japanese music.
Yeah.
Which didn't have to happen. You know, we could have.
Hole robber.
Yes, we could have had that.
But that's just me. I have nothing against K-pop. I was
Oh, Robert.
just sad that J-pop had to go by the wayside here. Although arguably they were more interested in Japanese
Robert.
rock music here.
Hole robber.
Oh.
And for some reason
Oh,
that
Robert.
they seemed less interested in when K-pop became a big thing. And I'm like, why? I think it's still, like, has a niche fan base, but it's not really in the mainstream.
Huh.
I feel like, anyway, you know, BTS is becoming a household thing.
Yes.
I bet you all know who BTS is. Those of you watching. But I bet you don't all know who Larkinsil is, or Hyde. Some of you will know those names. Now,
Hole
like,
robber.
I want to say, well, probably even as early as 10 years ago. But probably in like the 15 years ago-ish, maybe.
Merry Christmas.
A lot of people were paying attention to Larkinsil here.
I want to say, like, briefly
Come on.
19 years ago,
Come on.
and again.
Maybe 19 years ago is when it started.
Right.
So,
Come on. Come on.
yeah, because there was this big attempt to introduce a lot of Japanese rock music over here. That just kind of fizzled out.
Yeah.
It's very sad.
It was sad.
And I was hoping, you know, that would happen with J-pop too, because I was already listening to Japanese pop music, Japanese rock music, you know, since like 2001. So I was really hoping, you know, that it could make it big here, because it's expensive to get things imported all the time. So,
Hole robber.
and also I wanted to have more people to talk to about it. I'm used to liking artists that, like, most people are like, who are you talking about? I've never heard of that.
Hole robber.
I was hopeful, you know? Aha, okay.
In place?
I guess so.
Huh.
I'm doing what I do best. I really want to do a podcast, but I'm worried I won't. I'll just talk about whatever I want. audience. Something completely different than yesterday.
I think we did.
Yeah, we only
He's at that.
Well, I know that. So yeah, we had that convention.
We did.
I did buy some OG How to Draw manga books.
Nice. That was cool.
Yeah, like affordable too because they're not in printing, and you know they were like from the early to mid 2000s. But I did. Oh my God, this was such a good find on Amazon. I found a modern published book by the guy, one of the guys who worked on the original How to Draw manga, and it's still the same style. I'm so happy. My only issue is he didn't make one for male characters. He made one for female characters. I know what kind of manga this guy writes. I know what kind of manga this guy writes. And unfortunately, it doesn't involve male characters very much. I just want to see the same extensive detail he puts into female characters, put to male characters. But anyway, other than that book that I just recently found, he had not really, well, he and all the other artists that worked on this have not really been making How to Draw manga books because the styles have changed so much. And, you know, when I was in Japan, I bought some more recent How to Draw manga books, and I just felt this feeling of they just don't design anime and manga characters the way they used to.
Continue.
I know, Jack.
9.
Exactly. Thank you for showing us how it feels. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But. But yeah, so it was very nice to. I want to get a lot of those books because that's the style I really enjoy. I mean, I kind of. Some of it probably would have some of the new style in it as well, some of what I want to draw. But in terms of like the body types, they kind of felt to me more realistic in the frankly from like the 80s to like mid 2000s, and then they made this big shift of
Come on!
like lowly obsession, like the girls having to look youthful and skinny and like petite all the time, and I'm like, and that's the way the How to Draw manga books do female characters now, and I'm like, no, not all women look like that, and a lot of my characters don't look like that. I don't want to draw like that all the time. So
you felt that tinge of sadness too, because I think it was Anime USA 19.
Yeah.
When I saw It was like one of those either Navy obsessed or Army obsessed anime with the
Right.
cutesy loli. I guess I can say cutesy loli crap. And
Yeah.
then in another panel, I saw what looked like an anime from like the 90s, from when we were children.
Yeah.
And I had that moment of heartbreak and
Yeah.
sadness.
Yeah. And yes, some of it is nostalgia, but we're
Hole robber!
but I think it's also just reminding me of what drew me into anime in the beginning, and how it's like it's no longer being made that way.
There was a save feature here.
Oh my god. Well, this is a
corridor
good,
looks
good
rather
place
nasty.
to stop.
It would make a lovely
Sweat
park
drop.
for the children.
We will see you guys in the next part.
Don't forget.
Bye!
Save
At
it
least we
now.
know we can save here
Or risk
now.
through
This
the
would have
game.
saved us a lot of trouble.
Yes,
Oh,
it
well.
would have saved us a lot
Bye!
of trouble.
See you next time.